make presentations just to share the information. No fake Hebrew Israelites thinking only they are the nation. They twist up the scriptures with faulty application. And the doctrines that they preach says Esau's a Caucasian. Oh man, it's coming again. I need Yeshua's blood because I'm covered in sin. And that's what prayers are.
Shabbat Shalom, family. It's your boy Solemn Prophet with Professor S with another Shabbat talk. And today gonna be a little different. Full disclaimer, had a lot going on, didn't get enough time, or I ain't gonna say I didn't get enough time. I'll say I dropped the ball and didn't prepare like I was supposed to for tonight. So tonight isn't gonna be your standard Shabbat talk episode. We're gonna talk about some things because I was like, well, if I don't have nothing prepared, I might as well talk about some stuff that's been on my mind. And it'll be edifying, trust me. It'll still be edifying. We'll get into some scriptures. But a little bit of venting, a little bit of ranting, a little bit of trying to shake the shit out of my people and wake them up because it's driving me crazy. Before I get started on anything though, my brother, go ahead and
Shabbat Shalom. How's it going?
All right. Yo, so, and my brother knows how frustrating this is for me because he knows how passionate I am about this particular topic. And if you watch any of my content or you pay attention to any of my posts, you listen to any of my music, you know that this is also something that I'm very passionate about as well. So, Kanye, or Ye, I think he changed his name, right? Everybody in the scene.
Oh, did he actually change it, or is that just a nickname or something?
I saw some type of article saying that he legally changed his name to Ye, but I don't know if that's true. But I wouldn't doubt it, right? It sounds like something he'd do.
No.
But so everybody's been posting about him. Everybody has an opinion about what he said. I'm not gonna talk about Kanye in the way that y'all think I'm gonna talk about Kanye, because this message tonight isn't about Kanye. This message tonight is about Israel. It's about the so-called truth community of Hebrew Israelites, my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters. I love you. I got love for you, just like I love my Christian brothers and sisters. I love y'all. Y'all are like my misguided little brothers and sisters that I'm just trying to reach out and touch and kind of open your eyes to see past the restraints of religion that's blinded so many of you, right? And not a lot of people can say this, but I can say it because I've been a Christian. I've been in the trenches. I've been in the trenches in the Christian ministry. I done, you know what I'm saying, been in the church. I done led ministry. I was headed down the road to be a pastor or a chaplain, right? I was on my way there before the Most High showed me some stuff in the scriptures. I've been a Hebrew Israelite. I've been in the trenches. I've been into all of that, right? I get it. So if you're a Christian, I understand where you're coming from. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, I understand where you're coming from. But tonight isn't about my Christian brothers and sisters. I'm making a plea to Israel to please stop the folly. Stop the folly, because it's not doing you any good, man. Like, I feel like I be beating a dead horse when I talk about this topic, but Israel, we look, and I say we because, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite, but I do, like I said, I got love for my Hebrew Israelite brothers and sisters, and it is a part of the Torah keeper community. So when I say we, I'm identifying myself with you guys to an extent, and I'm trying to I'm trying to wake you up, man. Israel always looks for justification, no matter where they could find it, under a rock, on a billboard, from somebody quoting something from a magazine, from some celebrity, whether it be a basketball player, entertainer, anything, right? They look for anything that they can find to justify their beliefs, justify their understanding, justify their perspective, justify what I've come to understand as false doctrine. And what I mean by that is this whole hate on other nations, coming at other nations, disrespecting Gentiles, disrespecting the strangers who sojourn, disrespecting any other skin color outside of what this looks like right here, right? And even more so than the hate that they spew. And if you are in Israel and you don't spew the hate, then don't take this personally. But if you are one that's spewing the hate, then you know who I'm talking to. So don't be like, oh, he said all Israel, da 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 da. No, y'all know who y'all are, man. Y'all know who y'all are. And more so than spewing the hate is this sense of entitlement, this prideful, egotistical, holier than thou, mightier than thou type of mindset. Like you guys are just God-given better than another person because you believe that you are the people of the book. And so it's not about Kanye tonight, man. It's not about Kanye. It's about the false doctrine being spread and preached and talked about and shared like it's the truth, and it's not the truth. We need to understand that. Understand something. And for everybody who maybe misunderstands my posts, misunderstands anything I said in a video or in a song, I'm gonna say it right now and make it as plain as day to you. If you are black or African American or whatever you want to call yourself, you are not a Hebrew Israelite by blood because you are black. Because your skin color looks like this, that does not make you Israel. It does not. Stop it. Stop it. We claiming these tribes. Oh, I'm from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. I'm from the tribe of Levi. Then we bringing in other different races, and then just giving them a title. Oh yeah. You Issachar. Oh, you Naphtali. Stop. You can't prove these things. You can't prove these things. Why are we making so much emphasis on what tribe we from, or the fact that we the Most High's chosen people? We put more emphasis on that, more energy on that, more resources towards that. We posted more about that. We talking more about that. Walking around with this on our sleeve more so than actually doing what the Bible is telling us to do. Keep the Torah. Follow Hamashiach. Do what the Most High told us to do, and stop repeating the same mistakes of our forefathers. But we ain't worried about those things. We worried about what tribe we from. We worried about the fact that we walk around with this badge of honor that says that we the Most High's chosen people. Okay, so if you are the Most High's chosen people, which many of you are not, and if you were, you don't know it, you can't prove it, you don't have the receipts to prove it. If you are the Most High's chosen people, now what? What do you do? What are you supposed to do? Well, we're supposed to be, one, keeping the Torah, following the example set forth from the Messiah, right? And then what are we supposed to be doing? Spreading this truth to the four corners of the world. There's other people out there that don't know the information that we have. So we need to be out there giving them that information. Why does it have to be a club, a good old buddies club? And I understand, being black myself, being African American myself, that we have as a people been put down for so many years. It does feel good when you finally hear something good about yourself. So if somebody walked up and told you was special, you probably feel good about it. And now that the doctrine has come out, and people they're seeing themselves in the book, they're seeing themselves in something that's set apart. They take it and they run with it, but they're not asking the right questions. They're not asking the right questions. If I told you that I had German in my family, right? And I told you I was German, but I look like this, you probably be inclined to question me on my heritage. Well, could you know, who is German in your family? How far back was it? Right? But if I tell you that I'm a chosen member of the Most High, I'm a chosen child of the Most High, I'm a true Jew, I'm a Hebrew Israelite by bloodline, by nationality, because that's what the doctrine tells me I am, you wouldn't question me, because that's what everybody is in agreement on. Just because everybody in the room, if there's 10 people in the room, and if 9 of those people have the same understanding and one person doesn't, that doesn't make that one person wrong. And here's the thing, and I'm sad to say this, but everybody in Israel who is of this same understanding, you are just co-signing each other and living in a delusion. You're living in a delusion. Is the Most High what you would call a black man? Yes. Is the Messiah what you would call a black man? Yes. Was Adam and Eve black? Yes. Go down the line. All the way down the line. Was Abraham black? Yes. Was Jacob black? Yes. Was his 12 sons black? Yes. All the way to the Messiah. And even after the Messiah. Right? But what y'all fail to understand is how genetics work. How does it work? How did it work in the Bible? You're taking an ancient cultural lifestyle and applying it to something that you don't really understand yourself. Go to the book of Numbers. Go to the book of Numbers and see how someone who was claiming an Israelite nationality, how they had to prove it. They had to provide proof. They had to provide receipts. Every time in scripture where they did a census to get a count of all the people in Israel, the men that went forth that had to prove what house they were from. Who was their father? Who was their father's father? Y'all know that you are who your father is because y'all say it all the time. It's a part of the doctrine, but y'all doctrine don't go deep enough, because if it did, it would expose itself. If you are a Israelite male and you marry an Israelite female and y'all have kids, y'all kids are Israelite. It's simple. If you are Israelite male and you marry a Gentile and y'all have kids, your kids are Israelite. It's simple, because the lineage passes from father to the children along the male line. So if you had a Gentile male and a Israelite female, the children are Gentile. It's simple. It's not rocket science. Now, here's how stupid a lot of y'all sound. Y'all say because you black, or if you follow the stupid dumbass 12 tribe chart, if you black, Native American, some type of Hispanic, right, then you are one of the 12 tribes. You're a child of Jacob, right? But this is how stupid it sounds. If lineage passes through the father, and I'm sorry I'm sounding harsh right now, but I need y'all to wake up. Like I've tried to passively tell you. I've tried to offer the information free of charge, by the way. I've tried to go out of my way to bring people and give them the information. I've tried to debate other people and then have that information passively given to the audience who is watching the debate. I don't know. I've tried everything. So now I just got to talk directly to you, because y'all going to feel some kind of way. And when you watch this video, then you're going to want to come back to me. But in order for you to come back to me, you got to look into the scriptures and read and research what I'm going to give you tonight. And a lot of y'all ain't going to have a leg to stand on, because the doctrine that y'all following is wrong. And this is a black man telling you this. Do Listen, is it in my? Hold on, I gotta ask my brother a question. Joe,
Yeah.
I'm black, right? Last time I checked, I was black.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it to me.
Why would I willingly go against a doctrine that highlights me if it was not true?
I mean, you would seem to be more beneficial or more of a ego boost to not go against it. I mean, it seems, I mean, it's just because you care about the truth.
Exactly. Exactly. I care about the truth, and I'm tired of being lied to. Christianity lied to me enough from that. I'm not trying to go nowhere else to be lied to. It's the same thing with the flat earth. I don't give a shit what shape the earth is, to be honest with you.
Right.
I don't care. Mm-hmm. I care about what is the truth. If the earth is a triangle, if it's a egg shape, whatever the case may be, I don't care what the shape of it is. I want to know the truth. And the truth is not a ball. The truth is, when I see a flat horizon, and I have tons of research and study to prove that it's flat. That's the truth. And that's what I care about. I don't care about what the shape is. And I don't care about doctrines. I don't care about
it's about what's true.
It's about what's true. I don't care about if I'm special. If I'm special, cool, great, got it. But I would rather know the truth and not be special than to live my life in a delusion thinking that I'm better than I am. So getting back to this false doctrine, this racist doctrine, this racial doctrine, it's crazy. And I understand how people fall into the trap, because I did at one point in time. But at some point, you got to wake up. At some point, you got to read the scriptures. At some point, you got to remove yourself from what you're being taught and objectively look and see, like, is this really true? Because if you just, yes, man, continuing to go on and follow these so-called leaders that y'all be following, y'all just going to stay blind. And yet y'all sitting here pointing fingers at the Christian church. Every chance you get, you dissing the Christian church. Talking about a Christian. Oh, they don't keep the law. Oh, they don't keep the law. All of this. Most of y'all not even keeping the law. Right? So if you got a Gentile man, Israelite woman, the kids are Gentile. Don't matter what their skin color, no matter what their appearance is. Now, even the Gentiles in the Bible, and when I mean Gentiles, I'm going Old Testament, other nations. Think of the climate that they were in during that time frame, right? Do you think that during that time frame, the skin colors was that different? Do you think that a person of another nation looked different than an Israelite? You really think an Israelite looked different? On a mass scale, you're going to have different hues of skin color and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, you can easily have one of another nation, a Philistine, look exactly like an Israelite. So a Philistine, Gentile, stranger, other nation, foreigner, whatever you want to call him, if he marries an Israelite and have kids, the kids are still going to be Gentile no matter what the kids look like. I mean, yeah, no matter what the parents look like. So if the dad was dark skinned and the mom was dark skinned and the kids come out dark skinned, they still have to follow the lineage of their father, because we are who our father is.
And to really get a little bit more in depth with that, everyone back in the day, they would have all looked a lot alike. What the difference in appearance that we have today is multi-generations of living in certain environments, right? So back then, everyone would have pretty much looked about the same. You know what I'm saying?
Roughly, yes. And I was gonna get into that a little bit more in a second when I make this point. And that's why I said, this is how stupid y'all doctrine is. This is how dumb y'all doctrine is. In order for you, my brother, my sister, to be considered a bloodline Israelite, nationality wise, blood in your veins, coursing through your veins, going all the way back to the Jews in the Bible, going all the way back to the Hebrews in the Bible, the Israelites in the Bible. In order for that to be true, you would have had to have a full-blooded, and I hate to sound like, we talking about dogs and stuff like that, animals and stuff, but you'd have to have a full-blooded Israelite male in every single generation of your family, dating all the way back prior to 70 AD. And here's another kicker. You'd have to have proof of that today. You'd have to have proof of that in order to actually claim the lineage that all of you guys are claiming. And a lot of you can't, because a lot of us, unfortunately, a part of one of the curses that comes along with this skin color is that we can't trace our lineage back that far. A lot of us stop 2, 3, 4 generations back. And if you are blessed enough to have family records with receipts that go back further than that, a lot of it stops at slavery. And if you can, and there's a few of us who can follow our lineage back all the way back across that water in them ships. And then some of us find ourselves at dead ends when we get to Africa. We can't find the paper trail to trace our lineage back to a specific tribe in Africa, and then go to that tribe and get receipts that can trace us back even further. And then you have the smallest percentage that can trace back to the tribes in Africa and can go all the way back to when they migrated from Israel in 70 AD. And some of those tribes are still today. What you got? I forget the name of all of them. I know the Igbo tribe. I think it's the Bantu tribe.
Bantu, yeah.
There's another one. One of my sisters was telling me about. There's a few tribes out there that still keep the customs and different things like that. But us in America, not a lot of us. I would literally, in full confidence, say, I would say about 93% of us can't trace our lineage back. And then probably there's probably another 4 or 5% of that 93. So we're now looking at 97 and 98%, right? With the remaining 4 to 5%. That 4 to 5% can trace their lineage back, but not all the way to 70 AD or before. It probably gets somewhere lost in translation in Africa. And then about 2%, maybe 2%. I say honestly less than 2% can trace their lineage all the way back and can honestly say without a shadow of a doubt and can prove that they are Israelite. So why do I say all of that? I say all of that because if you can't prove that you are a Hebrew Israelite, you can't prove that you're a bloodline Israelite, if you can't prove that you have a male Israelite in every single generation of your family going all the way back, then why are we wasting our time claiming this nonsense? Why is it nonsense, bro? We the people of the book. Because y'all are missing the point. It's not about bloodline or lineage. It's about servitude. It's about obedience. It's about doing the things that we were told to do. The Most High didn't tell us who to be. The Most High told us who we are. But if we don't know who we are because we can't prove it according to the way he set forth, then what's the next best thing? What do we need to do? We need to continue doing what he told us to do. And a lot of us aren't doing that. We check in the box. Okay, we Israelites. We are bloodline Israelites. We are the people of the book. But what about the other box that we're supposed to check? The obedience, the faith, the helping one another, the spreading this just truth to the four corners, loving one another, loving the Most High, living a set apart lifestyle. All of that. What about that box? This box over here is more important than this box to y'all. And that's the problem that I have. I don't have an issue with Kanye. I think he's about just as crazy as everybody else in Hollywood, right? But my problem isn't with him. My problem is with him saying what he said and y'all taking it and run with it to add more fuel to y'all fire. That's my problem. Y'all took my brother's words, right? My brother Lucas Cameron, Seven Trumpets Prepper, when he dropped that video some years back and said that black people are the true Jews. And y'all took that and y'all copied and pasted it everywhere and y'all reposted it and y'all made videos out of it. See this white brother over here, he know the truth. Y'all took it and ran with it because why? It supported y'all agenda, y'all false narrative, false doctrine. Y'all supported it. And now y'all do the same thing. When Carmelo said something about true Jews, y'all jumped all over it. When Amari Stoudemire said y'all that he was the true Jews, y'all jumped all over it. Anytime y'all see it, y'all eat it up and y'all spread it like, yeah. Because y'all looking for validation. But let me tell you, who does not need validation? The Most High, the Messiah, the Bible. How about truth itself? It does not need validation. Truth stands alone on its own. It don't need nobody trying to egg it on, back it up. It don't need all of that. But y'all out here just reckless. Take that energy that you 12 tribe charting with, take that energy and go love your brother. Go love your sister. If they lacking, help them out. If they lacking understanding, give them understanding. Study with them. Break bread with them. Spend time with them. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm of this tribe," or I'm Jacob. I'm Benjamin. I'm Levi. I'm a Hebrew Israelite by nationality. That's right. Take that same energy and keep them commandments. Take that same energy. And instead of bashing them Christian brothers and sisters, show them why the Christian doctrine is faulty and not in a negative antagonizing way, because you guys forgot a lot of y'all was Christians too. And we leave Christianity, we come into this truth, and then we forget that we was up with Christians because we going straight at their necks. Like they're not oblivious because you was oblivious. Take that same energy that you using for all of that nonsense and put it to something productive. I feel like I'm stepping outside on a balcony and I'm looking down at the field and I see a lot of people digging a hole. And I'm asking them, why are y'all digging this hole? Everybody in there got shovels and they just digging away. Why y'all digging that hole? Oh, we trying to find water. When I look on the other side of the field, it's a goddamn lake right there. But y'all over here digging a hole. Use that energy that y'all using to dig and go get the water. Go get the water. And take some of that water to other people who need it. I don't know how else to say it, man. But I told y'all in the beginning. All right, I told y'all in the beginning it's gonna be edifying. I'm giving y'all rants. Yeah, I'm giving y'all, you know what I'm saying, venting session. But we're gonna get scriptures. We're gonna get some scriptures. Hold on. This video got sound, but it's just music, so I'm not gonna play the sound. But look, check this out. Yes, this full disclaimer, this is one of my videos. This is one of my videos. And I did this video in picture format for a reason. Because people's attention spans is crazy. It's crazy. Can you still hear me, Joel?
Yeah.
Can you still hear me over the video?
I can't even hear the video.
All right, good. It's playing on my TV, but I'm gonna turn it down. All right. Who are God's chosen people? I done talked about this, I don't know, till I'm blue in the face. But I guess I'm gonna just have to pass out because I'm gonna keep talking about it. All right. Skip all of the disclaimers, skip all of that. Let's see here. We don't have to go through this whole 20-minute video. But I'm gonna play some parts. We're gonna get into some scriptures. And then I'm gonna put this to bed, man. All right. What did it say? Now, in regards to the Hebrew Israelite perspective, I can't even see it because I'm getting blocked by my.
You are.
Yeah.
It says now in regards to the Hebrew Israelite perspective, they believe that Israel, God's chosen people, are solely determined by race, color, nationality, or bloodline.
Yeah. Gotcha. There are groups or camps that believe that the Negro, Native American, and Hispanic races are only Israel, while others believe that it is only the Negro race. While there are some that do not discriminate race and will fellowship with anyone seeking to have a relationship with the Most High, most lack biblical understanding of what it means to be an Israelite. So that's my basis. That's what I've always said. And let's go. I don't care about that. I don't care what y'all say about me. And this is what I just talked about. Check this out. I'm going to put this in picture format so y'all can see. Look at this. I'm going to draw a picture for you. Israelite man, dark skin, right? And stop trolling. Y'all already trolling because the program don't got black people on it. So y'all need to chill. Symbolism, god dang it. Israelite male, dark skin. Israelite woman, dark skin. They're going to have a Israelite child. Dark skin. Right? And this is what we talking about in today's time. You talking about just because the male is black and a woman is black, that the kids are automatically Israel. That don't matter. It's not genetics, it's scientific. Israelite male, dark skin. Gentile woman, lighter skin. The kids, Israelite children, mixed complexion. Why? Because the father is dark skinned. He is an Israelite. That's why. Right? Even though they got mixed complexion. Like, check it out. Gentile man, lighter skin. That's about the closest they got to a black person. But anyways, Israelite woman, dark skinned. Gentile, Israelite. The kids are Gentile. And they're still mixed complexion. But because they come from the father is a Gentile, they're Gentiles. Now, this is what I was getting at with y'all. Gentile man, dark skin. Israelite woman, dark skin. Their kids come out dark skin. But they're still Gentiles. What did I say? Look at this. Move this out the way. This is what we run into today. Generations of mixing Gentiles and Israelites to the point where Gentiles can easily be just as dark. So how can you tell based on just looking? You got slavery.
And then, on top of that, even great points, man. On top of that, even not even all so-called black people are Israelites in the first place. Only from the 12 tribes, because you had all the Africans that was so-called black people. The Egyptians were so-called black people, right? So they're not Israelites. So yeah,
and we'd be quick to call any kind of African-looking person, "Oh, you ham."
Right.
When some of them African people are actually Jews, and they've always kept the law, statutes, and commandments, and they got receipts. They just over in Africa. They more Jew than you is over here in America, but you quick to call them ham because you don't understand
I
where they
saw a
come
National
from.
Geographic special on that just blew me away. They weren't even looking to find that, and they just stumble across this village, and the guy says shalom, and they're like, "What? Why are you speaking Hebrew?" They're like, "Oh, we're Hebrews." Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then I remember watching that. It was another documentary where the actual tribe, they had to go to Israel and petition for the Israelis, the Ashkenazi Jewish people, to approve their request to be considered Jews because they don't look like the rest of the Ashkenazis over there in Israel. They had to. Do you understand that? You, as being of the true people, have to go to the fake ones to be approved, to have it stamped on paperwork that you are of the true people. How stupid does that sound?
It's utterly ridiculous.
That don't make no sense. All right, check it out. For example, during slavery, white slave masters raped many black women, having mixed children. Okay? Some children were slightly lighter than the mother on account of the white father, but others were just as dark. Now consider that mixed child marrying a dark-skinned spouse. The skin color would continue to darken. Now fast forward 40 generations from then. Do you see my point? And if you don't see my point, I'm going to break it down even more for you. White slave master, Gentile, black slave, Israelite. They have a baby because he raped her. Their kids are mixed complexion. They're going to be lighter than a mom, most likely. Right? They are Gentile based on their father. Right? But they're still slaves. So guess who they're going to sleep with? Guess who they're going to mate and marry with? The other slaves. So if a light-skinned Gentile marries a dark-skinned slave and they have babies, the chances are the babies are going to come out darker than the father, still kind of lighter than the mom, but darker than the father. And if you repeat that process over and over and over again, chances are you're going to have a darker hue, a darker skin color of the offspring. But guess what? They are Gentiles because all the males in the lineage were Gentile because of the father. Now, I'm not saying all of us came from a rape situation like this, but what I'm saying is that we can't prove it. A lot of our great granddaddies were slave owners. Look at your name. Look at your last name. Where did we get Johnson from? You got Johnson from Johnson Plantation is where you got it from. Well, why do I have the last name of a slave owner? Because at one point my family was slaves. And you took on the last name of your slave master. Now, does that mean that I have a great granddaddy that was white? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I can't prove that. So why would I waste my time sitting over here trying to prove that I'm Israel when all I need to do is do what the book say? All of us, most of us, not majority of us, African Americans, black people, whatever you want to call us, in today's modern day society cannot prove that we Israel based on the criteria the Bible gives us. This is why I say most black people today are not bloodline Israelites, because in order to remain pure, you would have had to have an Israelite male in every generation, like I said. It's impossible for us to confirm this, man. It's impossible for us to confirm this. I care about the truth, man. I done heard a lot more than these. These are just, a few that I heard up until the point where I made this video. And I made this video some years ago. Being black is enough, which is not scripturally based. It's only opinion. Israelites can be bred back into the lineage after 3 generations. Well, I'm telling you, where do these people come up with this, bro? Egyptians. It's talking about Egyptians because we sojourned in their land. We're not to abhor them. We're not supposed to treat them bad. You know what I mean? Let's skip. Using the pure lineage of Adam down through Jacob's 12 sons and how they were all black as reasoning for being an Israelite based on race. Okay. The difference between Adam, Eve, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Jacob's 12 sons, the Messiah, the difference between them and you is that your blood ain't pure. There's been all kinds of incest, slavery, intermingling between nations, intermingling between races. You got arranged marriages that took forth amongst the royalty, and then you got just plain interracial marriage and interracial dating and sleeping around today. Your blood ain't pure blood. That's the difference between a black man of today and one of our black patriarchs. Am I saying that the people of the book weren't black? No, I'm not saying that. I absolutely know and understand that they were black. But am I going to say that just because I'm what we consider black today, I'm related to them in the way that I'm saying that I'm related to them? Then no, I can't say that because I can't prove it. And y'all need to stop trying to prove it. We got less. Let's see. This is kind of towards like the hate, right? People been hating on other nations. Y'all already know the way I rock, man. It don't matter what race you is, what color you is, what creed you is, what nationality you is. If you keep the Torah and you believe in the Most High and you believe on Hamashiach, then we can break bread. And that's biblical. And I go into that in this video. You should check this video out in great detail. Great detail. You break down all kinds of stuff. Like I said, I don't want to play this whole video. But let's get. Hey, Joel.
What's up?
Can you pull up the book of Numbers for me?
Mm-hmm.
You pull up the book of Numbers for me, and I will pull up Ezekiel real quick. No, I don't want the weather. I wanted Ezekiel. Here we go. Where's that?
Numbers what?
I think it's chapter. I know it's in 2 chapters. I think it's in chapter 3, chapter 2 and chapter 3, where the census of Israel, when they did the census. Can you grab that for me?
Let's see. 3 is the census for see, these are the names of the sons. This is the Aaron and the Aaron's line.
Okay. Because there was 2 chapters that they did census. It might be Numbers chapter. It might be Numbers chapter 1. I know it's in Numbers. But real quick, Ezekiel, right? So shall ye divide this land unto you, according to the tribes of Israel. So it's talking about the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass. What does it shall come to pass mean? It means it's gonna happen. Yes. Thank you. That ye shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you. And to who? To the strangers that sojourn among you. which shall beget children among you, and they shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Israel.
Oh,
But no, they different. They different. They not really Israelites. They're not really Israelites. Because we gonna get the inheritance. We gonna get the inheritance, right? We the bloodline Israelites. They just strangers. They just living with us. They less than us. They gonna be slaves. No, that's not what the Bible tells us. It says they shall have an inheritance with you among the tribes of Israel. And it shall come to pass that in what tribe the stranger sojourneth, there shall ye give him his inheritance. Spirits explicitly and specifically. Ain't no determination. Ain't no determination. This just confirms. There's so many scriptures I done provided on here on here. Exodus 12:48-49. And when a stranger shall sojourn with thee, it will keep the Passover to the Most High. Let all his males be circumcised, and let them come near and keep it. And he shall be as one that is born in the land. What is born in the land? The Israelites was born in the land. He shall be as one as with the Israelites. He shall be an Israelite. One law shall be to him that is homeborn, an Israelite, and unto the stranger that sojourneth among you. One law. One law, one lifestyle, one culture, everything. Now, continuing on. This is what a true precept is. Because a lot of y'all don't know what precepts are. Precept ain't just two verses that go together. A precept is a law, commandment, or an instruction from the Most High. And when it says precept upon precept, upon precept upon precept, this is what it's talking about. Precepts. This is what we just read was a precept. Listen, Numbers 9-14. It's gonna sound familiar to you because it's a precept and it's talking about the same thing that what we just read. And if a stranger shall sojourn among you and will keep the Passover unto the Most High, according to the ordinance of the Passover and accordance to the manner thereof, so shall he do. Ye shall have one ordinance, both for the stranger and for him that was born in the land. Who was born in the land? The Israelites. Who is the stranger? The foreigner, the non-Israelite, the one of another nation that came to live amongst the Israelites and kept the Torah. Those are the strangers.
And really, as we were examining a few weeks back about the olive tree in Romans 11, the olive tree being Israel, anyone that's grafted in partakes in the root and the fatness and becomes a part of that olive tree, just like when you graft any other trees together, they're going to become a part of the same tree.
Exactly. But a lot of them don't see.
They might have a different appearance. They may have a different appearance, but it's still like you can tell one branch is grafted in, because the branch looks different because it come off a different tree, but it's still part of the same tree once it's grafted.
And I absolutely agree with that. But see, the problem is, and this is the problem. In order for you to make your doctrine correct, you have to twist the scriptures to make your doctrine correct. And unfortunately, a lot of my brothers and my sisters believe that every Gentile that's mentioned in the New Testament that was actually grafted in was Israelites. They try to make every single body in the Bible an Israelite. So they say, well, when those individuals was grafted in, they were just lost Israelites that just lost the culture. They forgot the culture and they were Hellenized. Some of that's true.
Yeah,
but not everywhere. Not everywhere. They try to say Cornelius was an Israelite. They
actually, try to say Timothy would have been a Gentile because his father was a Greek and his mother was a Jew. So Timothy actually would have been a Gentile.
Because you are who your father is. They try to make Ruth an Israelite. We talked about that on a Shabbat talk some weeks back. They try to make Rahab an Israelite.
Yeah, no, that one's like the biggest stretch of them all, I think.
I mean, like, the Bible be clear to tell you who these people are and what their lineage are. And y'all just try to find any little reason to turn them into something that's going to support your false narrative.
Confirmation bias.
Let's go back. Yes, absolutely. Confirmation bias on steroids, on crack, and on speed, and meth. Go back to the scriptures. I told y'all we going to get some scriptures. too. So I'm keeping my promise. Leviticus 19:33-34. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. You shall not treat him bad. You shall not make him feel, like he's not a part of the group. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Most High, your Elohim. So not only is we supposed to accept them, and they're keeping the same law, statutes, and commandments as us, and they're as one that is born in the land like us, so they're one of us. Not only is all of that true, it's saying to love them. Now, what comes after that? We read in Ezekiel, it said you are going to marry, right? It says, which shall beget children among you, and they shall be unto you as one born among the children of Israel. So it's not even saying among born in the land. It's specific in Ezekiel. So if we loving them and we having babies with them, we marrying them, they keeping the law. They the same as us. They the same as us. But y'all don't want to hear that though. Y'all want to separate yourselves. You see this Caucasian brother on this call right now? He is my brother. He is my brother. And it's not because he agrees with me, because there's plenty of things biblically that we don't agree on. It's because I know his heart. I know the fruit that he gives off. I know the seeds that he plants. I know his character. He loves the Most High like I love the Most High. He keeps the Torah. He believes on Hamashiach. And he loves, and he just wants to see people succeed like I do. If that's not having things in common, I don't know what is. So why would I follow this false doctrine that tells me that this brother isn't good enough? Tells me that this brother, I shouldn't associate with this brother because our skin colors are different. How stupid does that sound? A lot of y'all got into this so-called truth, married to Caucasians, whether it be male or female, right? A lot of y'all left y'all families to follow some dumbass camp leader or some dumbass pastor or some dumbass elder who don't know what the hell they talking about. You done literally broke up y'all families for what? For what? Did any of those elders, did any of those leaders, did any of those camp leaders, did they tell you about these scriptures that I just read? Did any of them take you to Acts chapter 10 when the Gentiles was grafted in? Did any of them talk about any of the other portions of the New Testament where Paul was literally fighting tooth and nail so that the Gentiles could have a fair shake at learning the Torah? Did they take you there? Or did they tell you that everybody in the New Testament was Israelites? You see what I'm saying, man? Like, but I'm probably gonna get called a coon, and I'm in love with my slave master, my owner, my whatever y'all want to call it. I done been called all of that, and I frankly don't give a shit, because I serve the Most High. I don't serve man. I don't serve y'all. I don't serve no camp. I don't serve nobody. And then y'all be wanting to be, man, look, and then y'all be asking me to why don't you ever come fellowship with the brothers? Because I don't want to deal with foolishness, man. Let me make it clear. I associate with everybody because I love to have that extended olive branch. But my circle is tight knit, and I only mess with certain people. I don't got time for them hateful brews, man. I know some honest, good brews that love one another. I got a brother, right, man. I don't even be wanting the name drop, but I'm a name drop this brother because he's a good brother. Brother Hondo. This brother texts me he texts me every Sabbath to check on me. And we don't even keep the same Sabbath, but it's okay. This brother checks on me. He hits me up and say, hey, brother, I just want to check on you and see how you doing. How's the family? How's your wife? How's the kids? What music you working on? And in turn, he made me step my game up. And I have to try to make a point to show my brother some love. Reciprocate some of that love to my brother. And reciprocate some of that love to other people. Pay it forward. Because that's the spirit that it's about. It's not about what color your skin. It's not about what tribe you from. I associate with people who are genuine. Good energy, good vibrations, good frequencies. Some of y'all hearing that and y'all like, man, this brother on some other stuff. Man, open up your mind. Let go. Let go. Let go. I had a talk with this one brother. Brother was all love, right? All love. Hey, we gonna build. We gonna do this. We gonna do that. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Da 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 da. Soon as he understood where I was coming from with the scriptures, soon as he instantly flipped like a light switch. Now the brother's tone is different. His demeanor is different, right? He's not talking to me anymore. He's talking at me. We went from being here, him being willing to, take some information from me to add to his understanding and being willing to give me some information to add to my understanding. It went from that to me being lower than him, and all of a sudden he's my elder and I'm supposed to listen to him. Because he's been in this truth for over 10 years. And I've been into this truth at the time that we had this exchange 4 years. Do you see what I'm dealing with? I got sisters in the truth hitting me up, talking about how they're being mistreated and abused by their husbands who are in the truth, who is supposed to be their elder, who's supposed to be their head, who's following these camps and these other congregations, Hebrew Israelite camps and congregations, beating their wives, emotionally abusing their wives, treating them like crap. Sisters, are we not supposed to look out for our sisters? You see, y'all associate with something because it's popular. Y'all associate with something because it makes you feel good. Y'all associate with something because it puts you as the head and no longer the tail. Because we've been the tail for so long in this history. Drop all of that. All of that is ego. Just like this world is gonna pass away, all of that's gonna pass away because none of it is founded in scripture. It's not real. It's not real. It's a fallacy. It's something somebody made up. Your religion, because that's what being a Hebrew Israelite is. It's a religion. Your religion is 45 to 55 years old. That's facts. That's facts. You cannot trace your religion, your tenets, your doctrines past the original camps. You can't. Now, some people prior to that actually read the Bible and realized that the people in the book of the Bible were actually black. But that simple understanding isn't what the Hebrew Israelite religion and movement is today. Because I even say that the people of the book were black. But the black of the Bible and the black of modern day society in America aren't exactly the same. Aren't exactly the same. Let me see if I got that scripture in number. Maybe I got it on here in Numbers. Let me close this out.
Yeah, you were looking for the one. You were looking for where it was talking about that they brought their the scrolls of their lineage, right?
Yeah, the names of the father. It was in. Hold on, let me see. Acts. No, it's not on this one. Let me see. names?
Yeah, it's Numbers 1, 1 through 4.
All right, let's go there. Let me see. Numbers 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai and the tabernacle of the congregation on the first day of the 2nd month in the 2nd year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, what? After their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old and upward. This age right here is what was called the fighting men who were able to go to war. Okay. And all that are able to go forth to war. See, look at that. There you go.
Yeah, it was right there.
I wasn't even looking at that, but yeah. Thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies, and with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. You see this continuously, this theme continuously repeating itself. And these are the names of the men that shall stand with you of the tribe of Reuben. And then it goes into the different tribes, right? That's what you had to do. If you came to be counted and numbered and you couldn't give them your name, then no, you were not going to be counted because you couldn't prove it. Let's look at Numbers chapter 2. Let me see. This is just the numbers of them. We go to Numbers chapter 3. Bro, all of this is chief of the house of the father of the families and the fathers of families of all these different families.
Mm-hmm.
You had to provide, bro. You had to provide facts. Facts. If you couldn't provide facts, then you couldn't claim it.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't claim it, man. Look, it's not about Kanye. It's about what the response to Kanye represents. It's not about Kanye. Y'all, I ain't even want this one to be that long, man. Look, all in all, if you can drop the false doctrine and let go of that nonsense, it don't matter it don't matter what tribe you from. It don't matter if you a bloodline Israelite or not. If you can get to that realization and truly take all of that energy and focus it towards doing the work that the Most High told us to do, you are going to elevate yourself to a higher level of consciousness and be able to do much more good works for the kingdom of heaven. That's the bottom line. That's the absolute bottom line. Matter of fact, and this is the last scripture I'll give. I'll do one more and then we call it a night. One more and then call it a night. So it's Revelation 7. All right. I ain't prepared nothing tonight, man. We came in here Straight. All right, look. A lot of y'all reading this, and this is y'all problem. And I'm going to leave it after this. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphthalim were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zabulon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. And y'all go, see, if you wasn't sealed, or you ain't going into them 12 gates, right? Then you ain't getting saved. You ain't Israel. But y'all always stop at verse 8. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, not Hebrew Israelites, of nations and kindreds and people and tongues. What did they do? What were they doing? They stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and psalms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our Elohim, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped the Most High, saying, bless, saying, amen, blessing and glory and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our Elohim forever and ever. Of nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stop the folly. And the other scripture in Revelations where it talks about the 12 gates that refers to the different 12,000, right? The 12 gates that we're going to get in. Go back to Ezekiel where it says that amongst each tribe, there will be an inheritance to the strangers that sojourn within that tribe. So whatever inheritance, that whatever gate, let's just say what we got, Benjamin, tribe of Benjamin. The gate for the tribe of Benjamin, guess what? It's not just Benjamites that's going to go through there. Benjamites and Benjamites who were sojourners are going to go through that gate. Same thing with Judah, right? Everybody talking about Judah. The tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah ain't going to just be Judites. It's going to be Judites and the Judites who were once strangers who sojourned in the land. Go through that gate because they have an inheritance among us. And that's not even touching any of what my brother was talking about grafting in. When you graft in a tree, if I take a tree and I cut off a limb from another tree and put it onto that tree and I graft it the way it's supposed to be grafted, it's going to grow and become a part of the tree. It's going to get its nutrients from the tree, from the roots. It's going to grow leaves and fruit unless it's a bad branch. And guess what we do to bad branches? We cut them off and we cast them into the fire.
Yes, I mean, basically, essentially, the olive tree is Israel, right? So you've got the trunk of the tree, which is Jacob, and then it splits off into 12, actually technically 13 branches, and then, but Levites didn't get an inheritance among them. So anyways,
right.
So 12 branches, and then from those is where everyone's coming in on and everything, and since everyone really needs to be grafted back on anyways at this point, because everyone's done something that gets them cut off. There might be a few people that haven't, but yeah, most people have. If you wasn't keeping Sabbath from the day you were born, then you've done something to get cut off. You know what I'm saying? So that's where everyone gets put on, and whatever branch you're put onto, if you're put onto the branch of Reuben or the branch of Ephraim or whatever, that's where you go.
Okay. What I'm trying to tell y'all, man, is this belief of yours is holding you back from doing great things. It's holding you back. It's holding your knowledge back, your wisdom back, your understanding back. It's holding your
And look,
capacity.
oh, sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, bro, but I just want to say, look, I know this guy, and he I need to be pointing that way, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I know him. I know where his heart is, and he sounds like he's being harsh, but it's out of love because he cares. He genuinely just cares, And so all of this that he's been saying it is so important to purge out the old false doctrines, right? Everyone's had false doctrines at some point in their walk. You know what I'm saying? And we constantly need to be re-examining these and sifting through them and using the scripture to remove what's not true, and remove the falsehoods, and filter everything through the scripture. And we've all inherited false doctrines, so that's not really the issue. The issue is being unwilling to give them up, even when being presented with them.
Exactly. When you guys found out that birthdays was pagan, did you give up birthdays? A lot of y'all did. Some of y'all didn't. Some of y'all still holding on to them, but that's a different conversation. When you found out that Christmas was pagan, did you continue keeping Christmas? When you found out the idolatry behind Christmas was located in Jeremiah chapter 10, did you continue keeping Christmas? When you found out Easter was pagan, when you found out that the Messiah wasn't a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes, right? When you found out that a lot of the symbols in these religions was idolatry, i.e. the cross, right? I.e. what's it called? The Star of David, the Star of Molech, I should correctly call it.
Yeah.
Right? I should call it like it is. I'll even go so far as to say the menorah that everybody rocking. When you found out those things were idolatry, did you let them go? When you found out the history of certain things, did you not change up? Why is this any different? Because it make you feel good? Because it makes you special? But guess what? If you live in a lie, even though you think you special, you're just making a fool out of yourself.
And it's actually being peculiar that makes how he was talking earlier about all these congregations that get all these followers, and it's so popular and everything. But going the popular route is usually the wrong route. We're supposed to be peculiar people. We're not supposed to follow the crowd. We're not supposed to just go along with what people say. Elijah. Everyone was worshiping Baal, and Elijah's out there thinking he's all by himself. He's like, I'm all out here by my damn self, getting fed by birds. What's going on here? We're supposed to be on the narrow path, not the broad way.
I'll ask you a question, brother, and then we can close out. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Joe was riding along for the wave tonight because I go ham on this subject. But
I had the baby wake up, and I had to take care of the baby a lot. So
so easy, it all worked out. But my question to you: how many times, if you can count, and if you can't, you can just give me a roundabout number. How many times have you reached out to the so-called true Jews, true children of Israel, to break bread, to share information, to try to learn more about the Torah, to try to get information and understanding, because you do want to seek the Father? But how many times have you tried to do that and were turned away because of your skin color? How many times you make a post and somebody jumped in the comment section and called you Esau or Edomite or the devil?
Oh man,
because of your skin color.
All the time, yeah.
How many times have you posted something yourself and somebody jumped in the comment section to critique you because of your lineage.
I don't think that many times on that one, but still, I mean, it has happened.
These brothers and these sisters don't even realize that. And I'm sorry, but you know more about the Bible than they do.
Well, I don't know.
You're just humble. Stop it. But I'll say it.
Hey.
I don't mind it. This brother knows more about the Bible than a lot of you guys do, who's supposed to be the true Jews, right? He studies. He spends time studying and reading and researching. Probably more than you do. Hell, since meeting this brother, I had to step my game up because I was like, this brother, look here. But a lot of you guys will see him, look at his skin, look at his outward appearance, and judge this man. Instead of, man, this brother might have some information and might have some knowledge that I could get to add it to my toolbox. Because the goal is the Father. It's not man's approval.
Yeah. It's not who's right or who's wrong or who has more knowledge or whatever. It's, really, humility is the ultimate goal, because that's what the Father's seeking. He doesn't, pride is like the worst thing that can happen to somebody, because it prevents them from learning, it prevents them from advancing spiritually, and having the humility. That's what the Father's looking for. I mean, it says in I believe it's Deuteronomy. It says no, it's Numbers. Anyways, it says that Moses was the most humble man on the face of the earth. Right, and that's why he was chosen to lead Israel, because he was the most humble man. When the Most High says, "I'm going to wipe them all out and just start over with you and Aaron," this was people that was getting ready to stone him just a short time before, and he's there begging with God, "No, don't kill them," and And that's the kind of humility he has. People that were trying to kill him, he was pleading for them not to be killed. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And anyone watching this, I would just want everyone to get out of it that it should all be about love. Love.
Love.
Yeah. I mean, Messiah even says, "Love your enemies." So I mean, I wouldn't make myself anyone's enemy. I don't go out trying to be someone's enemy. I mean, if someone wants to be my enemy, that's on them. But I don't go out trying to be anyone's enemy. But I mean, even if someone does somehow look at me and say, "Oh, you're my enemy" or whatever, no, it's just all about love,
Not every white person you come across owes you anything. They can't control what they forefathers did to you. Well, not to you, not even to you specifically. To your ancestors, not to you.
And then again, slave ownership was a fairly exclusive thing. It was only like the super wealthy that had slaves. It wasn't like the average Joe, just everyone had a slave. You know what I'm saying?
Now, my problem is when modern day Caucasians try to just swipe it under the rug and act like nothing ever happened to us and that we're not entitled to things, when other cultures, every other culture got entitled to some type of reparation in some shape or form. Hell, you want to give me a casino? Give me a casino.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to give me a casino? You want to give me a cut of check? Only reparations we didn't got was them stimmies, them stimulus checks. And that's not what specifically to us. They went out to everybody. They gave it to that's why we in an inflation deficit now.
And it was really peanuts anyway,
Facts. Let me just quickly address this last point. I know we're supposed to go. I'm sorry. But I forgot something. And it's their biggest argument. We the true Jews. because we the only one that fit the curses. Deuteronomy 28, we fit the curses. We the only ones. If you want to keep believing that you're the only ones that fit the curses in Deuteronomy 28, you go right ahead and do that. But there's other races, other cultures, other civilizations and societies that have experienced atrocities in history, very similar to what's described in Deuteronomy 28. There's been people that have gone through struggles in their life that are similar to the curses in Deuteronomy 28.
And if we really want to be real about it, it's still happening today. I mean, it's not old news. It's still happening in other countries today.
Yes. And I'm sorry to bust y'all bubble, but Deuteronomy 28 is not talking about America. It is not. If you want to know, go to the book of Baruch and read the book of Baruch. This right here is just a quick little handout that I made to just show what was being talked about. Go to Baruch and you're going to see that is also mentioned in reference in Jeremiah and other prophet books. Baruch chapter 1 verse 9. All the people of the land of Jerusalem are taken into captivity. This is paraphrasing. Baruch, all the people of the land were taken into captivity. Okay? Baruch chapter 1 verse 12 says that they will serve the kings of Babylon many days. They were taken captive into Babylon. They will serve them many days. Verses 13 through 19 speaks about how the wrath of the Most High is upon them for being disobedient. Is that not similar to the curses in Deuteronomy? If you keep my commandments, these blessings shall come upon you. If you break my commandments, these curses shall come upon you. Blah, 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 from verses 15 all the way to 68. Baruch chapter 1, verse 20 speaks on the curse foretold to them by Moses because of their transgression. Speaks of the curse. What curse is it talking about? Why would them, during the time of being taken into captivity, these is Israel, these are the Israelites, why would scripture tell us that it speaks about the curse from Moses? What curse did Moses talk about that's going to happen to them if they don't do what the Most High told them to do? They're going to be what? Taken captive. And all of these things are going to happen to you. When you're captive in another nation, you think you're treated well? You're going to be a byword. You're not going to have your land. You're not going to be able to do this and do that, right? The people of that time knew the prophecy was being fulfilled. They were told in days past that their forefather Moses spoke about such things. So when those things became to come to pass, they knew it already. They knew it already. Dang, yo, this is what's happening to us is what Moses told us about. They knew it already. Read the book of Jeremiah. Read the book of Jeremiah. It talks about it. It's more. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 15 speaks regarding the curses of the Most High that will befall Israel if they do not hearken unto the commandments he set forth. Who did he use to talk about the curses? Moses. Verse 20 speaks on the curse foretold to them by Moses. Go to read Baruch. While verse 68 speaks about being taken captive. They were taken captive. This picture depicts them being taken captive into Babylon. And guess what? There was different routes to get to Babylon from Israel. There were also water routes. And to get to Babylon through the water routes, guess what? You had to get on a ship. There weren't just land. But since the transatlantic slave trade and the Arab slave trade brought us from those different countries onto ships to America and was scattered abroad all across, we take the ships, the physical ship of the transatlantic slave trade, and then we see the word ship in verse 68 and say, oh, that gotta be it. We ignoring scripture. And
Now,
and
I would personally go on and say that it describes both myself.
Symbolically, I would say it
Well,
describes both.
it's symbolic for both of them, because really Egypt just means house of bondage, right? So any type of bondage would be returning to Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But so I would say it describes both, but right here, it clearly says that it's talking about the curses going to Babylon was a result of the curse that Moses gave them. So
how many captivities was Israel in? We have Babylon, we have Assyria, Persia.
Well, Assyria was technically just the northern kingdom. So you had Babylon. You had the Medo-Persians, the Greeks, and
Romans.
And then,
if you consider this a captivity, I'm living pretty nice. I'm sorry, I don't know if this is considered a captivity or not. I'm decent. I don't got no chain and yoke around my neck. I'm able to move, shake and move, establish things for myself, not live by the laws of the land, following these wicked trends, like, I don't know. But we've been in if you read through the scriptures, Israel was in captivity after captivity after captivity after captivity. And what was the same common denominator in each of those captivities? They broke the Torah. They disobeyed the Father. They did what he told them not to do, even though he gave them forewarning. And each time he saved them, but they still ain't got it. And we got that same spirit today. We still ain't got it. We still calling ourselves Hebrew Israelites, natural bloodline Israelites. We making being a bloodline Israelite more important than serving the Most High. Nothing's more important than serving the Most High. You don't serve the Most High because you got a title. You don't serve the Most High because you have a specific lineage. Jacob's sons had lineage. They were black. They were pure in bloodline. And them niggas still sold their brother into slavery. Stop it. Y'all are not better than anybody. Y'all are not holier than anybody. You are not more set apart than anybody or more privileged than anybody. You're puffed up in your ego. And the scriptures talk about that too. Stop it. If you don't want to hear it from me, read the scriptures. Not just the scriptures that you were taught, not just the scriptures that confirm what it is that you think you believe. Read the scriptures as a whole. If you're in a camp, study outside the camp. If you're in a church, study outside the church. You don't need to have any direct influence from your surroundings. It took me to go to a foreign country to finally see the truth about the Bible because I was always surrounded by Christian influence. It took for me to go from America to Turkey by myself, where there wasn't a Christian influence, not a strong one at that fact, and nobody in my personal circle was Christian there. It took all of that, the Most High to take me and pluck me out and put me in a position in a situation where it was just me and him, and he poured into me. And that's how I was able to get out of Christianity. Sometimes you got to separate yourself. And that's why to this day, I am a lone wolf. I am the biggest advocate for independent study. I'm not saying you can't fellowship. I'm just saying, like, your scriptural foundation and understanding should come from the Most High himself through discernment from the Holy Spirit, not from a man. So don't take my word for it. Go to the scriptures. Go to the scriptures.
Well, what we have in modern day churches, and even in most of these camps and stuff, you have a Nicolaitan model, which is where one person, one pastor is standing up, lording over everyone and giving, presenting the stuff, and no one else is really included. There's definitely time and place for presentations by a particular individual, right? but that's not really the way it should be every week. You know, every time
Yep.
you get together, it's not supposed to be one person, the same person every time standing up there telling you stuff. It's supposed to be everyone getting together and talking and reasoning together, not listening to one guy. Because the way that works, and this is why the scripture, you know, this is why Messiah says he hates the deeds of Nicolaitans, because um, Nicolaitan, it actually means like lording over the laity,
Mm-hmm.
is what the word actually means. But the problem with that model is if the one person who's always teaching is incorrect about something, then he's going to infect everyone else with his errors, because they're not allowed to oppose it. They don't sit and reason together. When they hear it, they don't say, well, let me talk. What's your opinion? And let's cross reference, you know, all these different opinions. And it's not that everyone, you know, not everyone needs to agree on everything, right? But
Yep.
there's certain fundamental things that, you know, you've got to make sure you're not being fed some errors, you know.
Facts. You know, scripture often talks about producing fruit, good fruit, right?
Mhm.
Have you guys ever seen a basket of fruit and where in that basket one of the fruit went bad and it started to mold and it started to get that white cotton color, and sometimes it'll have like a blue hue to it as well? That mold that grows on the fruit. Have you ever seen it pushed up against another good fruit, a healthy fruit that wasn't going bad? Have you watched the process of that? Before you know it, the other fruit is now molded as well because the first fruit was bad. You
And
know
now with the
the old saying. What's the old saying? It says one bad fruit ruins the whole bunch.
rotten apple ruins a whole bunch.
It's the reason why it says that,
And
right?
with that analogy, you know, when you're having a independent study, right? You don't have to worry about being corrupted by that, right? But now, when you're having a fellowship group where it's not just one person always talking, and I don't think there's necessarily a huge problem with that, but it shouldn't be like the pastor's always right, and if you disagree, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Or
Facts.
you know, it shouldn't be like that. You should be able to have a conversation while the presentation's going, unless it's some specialized presentation. You know, um, but with your fruit basket analogy there, um, if you've got a group of people and one person comes in with a false doctrine, he might affect one or two of the other fruits that are touching it, right? But when with the Nicolaitan model and the one pastor always lording over everyone, if he's a bad fruit, all of the other ones are touching up against it, and so they all going to get corrupted and spoiled. Whereas with the other, yeah, maybe one or two might get corrupted and go on and grab onto this false doctrine and go with it, right? But not everyone will, because they're separated apart. It's kind of a check and balance that, you know, looking back at like the structure of the first century church and even before, right? And the structure of the synagogues and everything, it was structured in such a way that it allowed for the least amount of corruption to spread through. And even then, it still did, because you got the Pharisees, you know, becoming all, but they also got a lot of their power from um, politics and so forth. But
Facts.
um, it was set up in a way to prevent, to have a minimal amount of corruption being able to spread through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know something I just realized? Maybe I'm wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen Pharisees or Sadducees in the Old Testament.
No. They actually began with the Maccabees.
I've never seen Pharisees or Sadducees in the Old Testament. So
They
we were given
were
our
actually
foundation.
they were actually two political sects. Kind of like in America, you got Republicans and Democrats. Except in Israel, it was technically like a theocracy. So the political sects were also religious.
One
Because
believed in the resurrection and one didn't, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But that wasn't established in the
No,
beginning.
it wasn't
That wasn't
established.
established in the Torah.
It wasn't until after the revolt of the Maccabees. And as a matter of fact, the Pharisees at the time of Judah Maccabees' revolt against the Greeks, against Antiochus Epiphanes and all, and basically allowing them to get out of that captivity for a period. During that time, the Pharisees actually opposed him, but once he won, then they jumped on his ship and were like, "Oh yeah, see, we supported him the whole time." And so it was actually, it's just like going with what's more popular or what's more likely to succeed or whatever. And then, the Pharisees actually began with Judah Maccabee.
And you see, I'm not even gonna pretend to act like I knew that, because this brother knows stuff like that, and I acknowledge his knowledge, and I acknowledge his throughput and his scholarship. And a lot of y'all didn't even know that either. I'm looking right at you. I'm talking to you. You know you ain't knew that. You didn't know nothing about no Maccabean revolt, right? But yeah, a lot of y'all that say, "Oh, bro, you Edomite, you Esau. We don't want to associate with you." This is what I'm talking about, man. We gotta do better. We gotta do better. I done exerted so much energy. I'm tired. I'm ready to crash. You see my face? I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Right? I love y'all. If you didn't get anything out of this video, then I don't know if I can help you. If you want to go back to your camps and your churches and your understanding, thinking that you Israel because you black, or you Native American, or you Hispanic, then hey, listen, you go right ahead and you do that. But on Judgment Day, when we're called to account for our deeds, and that book of life is open and you don't see your name on it, don't be surprised. But hey, you rocked your whole life being tribe of Judah. You rocked your whole life being whatever you claiming to be, right? I'm gonna be over here, man. I'm gonna continue spreading this word, spreading this message, showing love to my brothers and sisters, being obedient to the Most High and doing what He told me to do, not just being concerned with vain, carnal-minded things like tribes, bloodlines, nationalities. I understand the nationality aspect of the Bible, and I respect it. But that still don't stop my grind, because my grind isn't bound by nationality. If a magical heavenly being came down and told me that I was truly a Hebrew Israelite by bloodline, because he began to name off my family lineage, all the males going all the way back through the ages, you know what it would mean to me? Nothing different. Nothing different. Because guess what? I'm going to keep the commandments. Before that, guess what? After that, I'm going to keep the commandments. Would it be cool? All right, cool. It's like if somebody give you a compliment. Hey, you look nice today. Oh, thank you, brother. That makes me feel real good. But does that change the fact that you need to go out and do whatever you need to do in that day? Take care of your adulting things, paying bills, going to work, taking care of your kids, taking care of your spouses. Does any of that change because somebody gave you a compliment? No, it don't. At this point, being a bloodline Israelite is just a simple compliment. And y'all been put down so long, you need a compliment, and you hold on to that compliment. Wake up, my people. You got anything else on this, man? I'm done.
I mean, we could continue on, but no, that about does it. That about does it.
It's like
Nah,
y'all.
it's just all about love, you know. I mean, this guy, you know, this brother, he loves y'all, and I do too. And we just want to. Yeah, I was basically along for the ride on this one, but you know, it's just all about love, you know. And if we can't share the love of the Most High with everyone, then what are we doing? You know, that's
Facts.
our purpose is to spread his love, you know. That's our purpose, to live in and spread his love, you know. So.
Yeah. And since y'all go and do the exact opposite of everything that I say, don't like this video, don't share this video, don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, don't comment, don't ask any questions, don't try to start a dialogue, don't talk good about me saying that this brother is on to something. This brother showed me some scriptures that I never saw before. They didn't teach me this in my camp. They didn't teach me this in my church. Don't do none of that, man. Keep doing what y'all doing. That being said, family, y'all be safe. I love y'all, even though I have to shake the shit out of y'all sometimes. But I love you, man. Shalom. Love you, bro. Appreciate you for staying on here for the ride with me.
Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Shabbat shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom. Love you, man.
Love you too.
Demons and we casting them out. Oh man, it's coming again. I need Yeshua's blood because I'm covered in sin. And that's what prayer is about. We be